Russia is one of the largest countries in the world. When you hear about this country, there is only one person come to your mind that is as famous as our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He is none other than the current president and the longest serving leader in the history of Russia after Joseph Stalin. His name is Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin grew up in the aftermath. Russia's president in the 90s, Boris Yeltsin, would help him do that. Putin's focus on his own power and wealth was relentless. By 2008, when his two terms
What's made Vladimir Putin to become so strong president that no opposition, no activists, no any candidate can go against his policy to protest or go against him or mass rally? They will be behind the prison. What makes him the most dangerous dictatorship in the heartland of Russia? After World War II, there was two superpowers, US and USSR. So USSR dissolved in the year 1991 and the first president was Boris Yeltsin. Vladimir Putin, he was a former spy agent for KGB. He served for 16 years. So after he got retired, he moved to Moscow to join the Boris Yeltsin administration. So he served as a federal service agent under Boris Yeltsin administration. In the year 1999, after the resignation of Boris Yeltsin, Vladimir Putin became acting president from 2000.
Russia's president in the 90s, Boris Yeltsin, would help him do that. He made Putin head of the security services. Then Putin was elected prime minister. Then, in 1999, Yeltsin resigned, Putin was president, and his way of operating was clear from the start.
And from that time, Vladimir Putin knew that this is what he is going to do in life, what is going to take back Russia in forming the USSR. So, Vladimir Putin may have that kind of thinking that there's no way that he's gonna rely on what the Western or on what the West democracy ruled or, implement to every country. When Vladimir Putin became the president since 2000 till 2008, two consecutive times, he have to step down because there is a limitation of constitutional rights. So he served as a prime minister under Dmitry Medvedev for 4 years.
Putin's focus on his own power and wealth was relentless. By 2008, when his two terms were up, Dmitry Medvedev replaced him as president. But Putin became prime minister and everyone knew who was in charge. By 2012, he was back as president again.
There was a former lawyer and activist and opposition leader of Russia. His name is Alexi Navalny. In one of his interviews, he said that the current government is a crooks and crooks. In December on 20th, in the year 2011, Alexei Navalny called out all the Russians to unite against and to boycott the election because he knew that if they didn't take rally or if they didn't take any action, Vladimir Putin will be in power. So whereas I said before, Putin is a strong face of Russia. In the year 2012, Putin once again got elected and became the president of Russia. So with this result, Alexei Navalny and the rest of the citizens of the country does not feel happy. So they take a massive protest rally, around 14,000 to 20,000 people rallied on the street. And before Putin got inaugurated, Alexei Navalny was detained in police custody. After the inauguration of Putin, then only Alexei Navalny was released on 8 May 2012. In December 2017, the Russia Central Election Commission beat Navalny to run for the upcoming election in the year 2018 for presidential election. So, if the country is a part of democracy, if Russia is called a democracy country, it will allow every candidate, those who have the will to run for president. But no, because Alexei Navalny is a former lawyer and activist, and as well as his opposition leader, he is against the policy of what Vladimir Putin brought into the Russia constitution. Vladimir Putin is the only president which is against the rule or the ideology of Western countries. So in January 2018, Alexei Navalny called a massive protest to boycott the presidential election. Once again, Alexei Navalny got detained by the police, and he was accused of assaulting the officer during the protest. And along with that, Alexei Navalny and 1600 protesters got detained. On 5th May, he was sentenced for 30 days in jail. Vladimir Putin knew that in order to be in power, he has to do something, because someday or the another day, he is going to be cast out from the president power or from his chair, or we can say it. As I said to you before, that Russia President Vladimir Putin, he is one of the former spy agents. He knew it very well. This very intelligent person. So what he did in order to remain into power and to run his country, so he did what he knew it and what he wished it to be done. So he changed the constitution. In the year 2020, he came out with a new law. It's called Russian Constitutional Referendum. But the people of Russia do not feel happy with this new law. And as well, people of Russia have no choice to go against this new law. But there was only one man. His name is Alexei Navalny. As I told you that he is a former lawyer, he knew very well, called this new law a coup of violation of the constitutional right. And he even said that this law will allow Vladimir Putin to be a president for his whole life. The new law which Putin brought in the constitution is to extend his presidency up to the year 2036. 20th August, Navalny fell ill during a flight from Tomsk to Moscow. And he was screaming. As you can see in this video, he was in pain.
Landing, passengers could hear Navalny wailing in pain. He eventually lost consciousness and has been in a
and the flight take emergency landing.
This is Alexei Navalny, a prominent Russian opposition figure and Kremlin critic, lying on a stretcher at the Omsk airport sometime after he was poisoned.
And as well, he said that he was not screaming from pain, but he knew that he is going to die. Navalny's spokeswoman said that Navalny had took nothing since after he got up from his bed. He took only a cup of tea. But when he got admitted in the Russian hospital, the doctor said that he is unstable but in a very serious condition. But some of his team suspect that he is being poisoned. And a flight was sent from Germany to evacuate Navalny for his further treatment. And there in Germany, a doctor announced that Navalny was poisoned with Novichok nerve agent. On 17 January 2021, Alexei Navalny returned back from Germany to Russia, his home country. There, when he stepped down into the airport at the immigration center, he was detained by the federal agent in a police custody. This year, 2024, there was a presidential election in Russia. And Putin, being a powerful man in Russia, he once again announced his candidacy for his re-election in this year.
Не буду скрывать, в разное время у меня были разные мысли, но сейчас вы правы, сейчас такое время, когда нужно принимать решение. Я буду баллотироваться на должность президента Российской Федерации.
On 5th November last year, 2023, there was a journalist, her name is Yekaterina Dontsova. Her intention was to run for presidency candidate. And she said that she will run as an independent candidate, but on anti-war platform. Because many people in Russia is not happy with the Putin administration. The reason is Russia is invading the Ukraine territory. Russia got sanctioned from the Western country, and it makes very hard for the poor citizen to manage, and even the inflation goes up. So this is the reason she said that it will be better for her to run on anti-war platform, because many people are against this war. They want it to be stopped. But Putin is Putin. You cannot go against his will. Neither you can do a protest or neither you can do a rally. Because Russia is only a name said that democracy exists, but deep inside there is no democracy. So in the next month, she received the information that the Central Election Commission, that is the election governing body in Russia, rejected her nomination to run for this upcoming year 2024 presidential election. The reason is that it's simple. that you cannot go against the will or what Putin and intention to be done. This is the reason Russia is not a fully democracy country. Well, we can say Russia is a democracy country, but Putin will always have, some kind of intention that Russia should be function as back then as USSR. This shows purely that Russia is not a fully democracy country. Where in democracy country, if you have the intention of running for president, you can, and you can criticize freedom of speech. You cannot go against the will of government, or even you cannot criticize what Putin is doing, because Russia is Russia. On 4 August 2023, Alexei Navalny was sentenced to an additional of 19 years in prison. The charges include public inciting extremists, financing extremists, and rehabilitating the Nazi ideology. He was found guilty on all these charges by the city Moscow court.
Ваша честь, я жду, я вам отправлю номер своего лицевого счета, что вы с вашей огромной зарплатой федерального судьи подогревали мой лицевой счет, потому что деньги у меня заканчиваются, а благодаря вашей...
On a closed-door trial. According to his latest sentencing, his lawyer said that Alexei Navalny will be released in the year 2038. In the year 2021, while he was still in prison, his lawyer said that he was not allowed to sleep. He was tortured in the prison, suffering from a spine problem and a sensation problem. But all of this, the jail authority denied it. On 16 February 2024, the federal agent and the jail authority announced Alexei Navalny died in prison in Western Siberia after taking a few walks in his room. He got collapsed and he died. But for some, this might not be new for them, because in Russia, if there's anyone who goes against the will or against the rule of Putin, they will be sentenced in jail, and they'll end their life. Not only in Alexei Navalny, even many others activists who go against him, the journalists, are sentenced and they end their life in prison. Allies and friends of Alexei Navalny say that behind his death, Putin is linked indirectly, because Putin is afraid that if Alexei Navalny becomes a free man in the heartland of Russia, he will be removed from his president, because Alexei Navalny is such a powerful man that he has his own YouTube channel where he exposed all the billionaire, all the bureaucratic that who is running the country, which the corruption that is done massively. But the people of Russia have no choice but to willingly follow the rule which Putin has set up. On his death, all the people of Russia mourn the legacy that he had left, that which fought for the right of the Russian people. But this legacy which Alexei Navalny left for all these people, it will remain forever to fight against the massive, extreme dictatorship in the heart and beautiful country, Russia.
Просто очевидная вещь. Не сдавайтесь. Не надо, нельзя сдаваться. Если это произошло, это означает, что мы необыкновенно сильны в этот момент, раз они решили меня убить.